Welcome traders to another Tickmill trading update with me, Patrick Munnelly. Want to update the S&P 500 view using the Emini futures contract and identify some high probability action areas and price targets for the trading week ahead. It is a holiday shortened trading week. Obviously, we have July 4th on Friday, so markets will be closed then. And it's a holiday shortened week really all round, with Thursday also being a half day in the futures market. And like I say, equities will close at noon on Thursday and won't reopen till next week. So a bit of condensed activity with respect to the macro updates. We're going to hear from Fed Chair Powell on Tuesday, speaking at the Sintra conference. And we will get ISM PMIs. And then on Thursday, we will have non-farm payrolls, not on a Friday as usual. So that's where we are with respect to the macro updates. I would note that Goldman are looking for a downside scenario with respect to payrolls. They're looking for 85,000, which could spook markets. So keep that in mind as we head into the week. I think the consensus is something around 113, 115,000. Like I say, Goldman talking about an 85k print with respect to payrolls. The next macro driver, as per Goldman's weekly update, is going to be Q2 earnings. So we're going to get that kicking off July 15th. 73% of the S&P 500 companies will report between July 11th and August 1st. And the consensus is that there will be a deceleration, potentially to just 4% in the second quarter, from the 12% seen in the first quarter this year. So that's something to keep in mind in terms of macro driver down the pike. And like I say, between the 11th and the 1st of August is when we're going to see that glut of earnings from the S&P 500. So with respect to the technical setup going into the week, we remain in a bullish situation with respect to the weekly volume weighted average price. 60.50 is the volume point of control for that weighted average price on a 5-week look back. And just above there, we have the volume point of control, 60.62. So keep 60.60 and 60.50 in mind in terms of longer time frame consensus move. And whilst that acts as support, we're looking for a test into the 6,500 area as the technical objective to the upside, being the 127 extension of our tariff decline, and the yearly R1, where we would anticipate some profit taking to develop. In terms of the daily dynamic, we are trading above the volume point of control on the daily time frame, 59.30, so quite a bit above there. So you can see that the momentum continues to build to the upside. In terms of the daily volume weighted average price, 61.85. Keep that in mind as an area of support. And in terms of market maker activity and where we are from implied volatility, 61.50 and 62.95 are the targets for the week. So if we take a look at the daily setup, and in terms of my personal positions, you can see those there. I am currently long from 62.50, and I've got basically a break-even stop loss on that now. I'm looking for an extension to the upside. And going into the week, the bull bear zone for me is going to be 62.20 to 62.10. So in terms of the setup heading into the early part of the week, what I anticipate now is a grind higher, lower liquidity, summer volumes, and that often leads to a drift higher as shorts get squeezed. And we're looking at that 62.80 to 62.90 area as potential resistance. So I'm going to be watching for any rejection from that area to engage on the short side, looking for a move then down into our weekly bull bear zone at that 62.20, 62.10. And from there, I'll be looking for longs to re-engage. And the next leg to the upside, I think we test 6,300. We do have, as a point of note here, we have the 5 equals 1 objective. So if we're using this as our wave 1, and if we say that Friday's spike low was our wave 4, 6281 is a 5 equals 1 upside objective. So I'm certainly going to be keeping a very close eye on that level today. We've got potential momentum divergence as well developing. So any push into that 6280, 6290, watch for rejections and engage on the short side. Then we're looking for a pullback into our bull bear zone, and then we will see if we get the next leg to the upside for this week, targeting, like I say, 6,300. As always, traders, plan the trade, trade the plan, and most importantly, manage your risk. Until next time, thanks very much.